She loved the guy. She did it for him. She would have done anything for him. Some people are like that. Some loves are like that. Most loves are like that, from what I can see. Your heart starts to feel like an overcrowded lifeboat. You throw your pride out to keep it afloat, and your self-respect and your independence. After a while, you start throwing people out, true friends, everyone you used to know, and it's still not enough. The lifeboat is still sinking, and you know it's going to take you down with it. I've seen that happen to a lot of people here. I think that's why I'm sick of love. Every day people straighten up the hair. Why not the heart? Love who you love while you have them. That's all you can do. Let them go when you must. If you know how to love, you'll never run out. I'm not crying because of you. You're not worth it. I'm crying because my delusion of who you were was shattered by the truth of who you are. Half the night I waste in sighs, half in dreams I sorrow, after its delight of early skies. In a wakeful dose I sorrow for the hand, the lips, the eyes, for the meeting of the morrow, the delight of happy laughter, the delight of low replies. She conquered her demons and wore her scars like wings. Love is thicker than forget more, thinner than recall more, seldom than a wave is wet more frequent, than to fail it is most mad and moonliened. Lest it shall unbethone all the sea, which only is deeper than the sea love, is less always than too windless, never than aliveless, bigger than the least beginless, littler than forgive it is, most sane and sunly and, more it cannot deathen all the sky, which only is higher than the sky. Your name is a golden bell hung in my heart. I would break my body to pieces to call you once by your name. In his extreme youth, Stoner had thought of love as an absolute state of being to which, if one were lucky, one might find access. In his maturity, he had decided it was the heaven of a false religion, toward which one ought to gaze with an amused disbelief, a gently familiar contempt, and an embarrassed nostalgia. Now in his middle age, he began to know that it was neither a state of grace nor an illusion. He saw it as a human act of becoming, a condition that was invented and modified moment by moment and day by day, by the will and the intelligence and the heart. One rarely falls in love without being as much attracted to what is interestingly wrong with someone as what is objectively healthy. Follow me, reader, who told you that there is no true, faithful, eternal love in this world. May the liar's vile tongue be cut out. Follow me, my reader, and me alone, and I will show you such a love. I cannot compromise my respect for your love. You can keep your love, I will keep my respect. All the most powerful emotions come from chaos, fear, anger, love, especially love. Love is chaos itself. Think about it. Love makes no sense. It shakes you up and spins you around, and then, eventually, it falls apart. Nobody ever gets what they want when it comes to love. I may have come close, but I never had what you had. Something always held me back, or stood in the way. How you live your life is your business. But remember, our hearts and our bodies are given to us only once. Most of us can't help but live as though we've got two lives to live. One is the mock-up, the other the finished version. And then there are all those versions in between. But there's only one, and before you know it, your heart is worn out. And as for your body, there comes a point when no one looks at it, much less wants to come near it. Right now, there's sorrow. I don't envy the pain, but I envy you the pain. Love is a wonderful gift. It's a present so precious words can barely begin to describe it. Love is a feeling, the deepest and sweetest of all. It's incredibly strong and amazingly gentle at the very same time. It is a blessing that should be counted every day. It is nourishment for the soul. It is devotion, constantly letting each person know how supportive its certainty can be. Love is a heart filled with affection. affection for the most important person in your life. Love is looking at the special someone who makes your world go around, and absolutely loving what you see. Love gives meaning to one's world and magic to a million hopes and dreams. It makes the morning shine more brightly and each season seem like it's the nicest one anyone ever had. Love is an invaluable bond that enriches every good thing in life. It gives each hug a tenderness, each heart a happiness, each spirit a steady lift. Love is an invisible connection that is exquisitely felt by those who know the joy. Feel the warmth, share the sweetness, and celebrate the gift. It had to be a mad dream, one that would give her the courage she would need to discard the prejudices of a class that had not always been hers, but had become hers more than anyone's. It had to teach her to think of love as a state of grace, not the means to anything but the alpha and omega, an end in itself. How can love be worthy of its name if one selects solely the pretty things and leaves out the hardships? It is easy to enjoy the good and dislike the bad. Anybody can do that. The real challenge is to love the good and the bad together, not because you need to take the rough with the smooth, but because you need to go beyond such descriptions and accept love in its entirety. Then she did something so unexpected. Nico would later think he dreamed it. She walked up to Nico, who was standing to one side in the shadows, as usual. She grabbed his hand and pulled him gently into the firelight. "We had one home," she said. "Now we have two." She gave Nico a big hug and the crowd roared with approval. For once, Nico didn't feel like pulling away. He buried his face in Reina's shoulder and blinked the tears out of his eyes. The key to a successful relationship isn't just in the words, it's in the choice of punctuation. When you're in love with someone, a well-placed question mark can be the difference between bliss and disaster. And a deeply respected period or a cleverly inserted ellipsis can prevent all kinds of exclamations. You can never be wise and be in love at the same time. You are protected, in short, by your ability to love. As much money and life as you could want. The two things most human beings would choose above all. The trouble is, humans do have a knack of choosing precisely those things that are worst for them. You're going to meet many people with domineering personalities. The loud, the obnoxious, those that noisily stake their claims in your territory and everywhere else they set foot on. This is the blueprint of a predator. Predators prey on gentleness, peace, calmness, sweetness, and any positivity that they sniff out as weakness. Anything that is happy and at peace, they mistake for weakness. It's not your job to change these people, but it's your job to show them that your peace and gentleness do not equate to weakness. I have always appeared to be fragile and delicate. But the thing is, I am not fragile and I am not delicate. I am very gentle, but I can show you that the gentle also possess a poison. I compare myself to silk. People mistake silk to be weak, but a silk handkerchief can protect the wearer from a gunshot. There are many people who will want to befriend you if you fit the description of what they think is weak. Predators want to have friends that they can dominate over, because that makes them feel strong and important. The truth is that predators have no strength and no courage. It is you who are strong, and it is you who has courage. I have lost many a friend over the fact that when they attempt to rip me, they can't. They accuse me of being deceiving. I am not deceiving. I am just made of silk. It is they who are stupid and wrongly take gentleness and fairness for weakness. There are many more predators in this world, so I want you to be made of silk. You are silk. The essence of being human is that one does not seek perfection. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. I ask not for any crown but that which all may win, nor try to conquer any world except the one within.